Next bit then, time to put some welds around the bottom of this inner wing. What I'll do is I'll do this side here first. I am going to drill through and then plug weld them. So here's one that I've just drilled through. You probably can't see, but that is through into the next, so the complete circle's through the outside panel, and then obviously it's made a divot in the inside one, so we can fill that up with weld. That'll be nice. Do this section, and then once that's fixed in place, I'll be able to hammer this nice and tight and do that section. That bit's obviously done. The other, have a look from the inside here. You can see the two that are screwed, and then that there is where I've just done a drill already, so we'll be able to weld that up. Then we'll drill here and we'll be able to hammer that closed and weld, and then we'll be able to do all these ones. Anyway, do some welding. That's one. Time to drill another hole. Okay, so we got these ones in. That's securing the floor in the position that it's in. So it's all just about making the bottom of the flitch panel here fit round nicely. Now on this side, you'll remember that this sill slightly, only very slightly, but slightly out of position, which had a knock-on effect of the profile of this piece of floor here. It doesn't quite exactly match the flitch panel. You can probably see there we've got a little bit of this has had to be bent over slightly further. It's caused a little bit of ruckling in there. What we need to do is just take a little slice out of there and then bend it over, and we'll be able to weld that up nicely once it's all linished back. So won't be a problem, but just a little triangle to come out there, knock that down, and then we'll get that welded. Right, it's that little bit removed, so let's just give this a knock and see how it goes. Probably took slightly more than I needed to, but we'll get a nice seam weld to fill that in there, and then plug that hole up. So yeah, that's fitted round all right. We may have to do something similar just there. Maybe just put a little slit in that one as a relief cut. Hello guys, welcome back. Still working on getting these inner wings welded in, but we're not far off now. The last bit, well not the last bit, but the next bit, inside the car. Need to get the inner sill welded onto the closing boxing panel. Need to get the boxing panel welded onto the inner wing. So I've got these plug welds to do. Put a little bit of weld down here just to tack this back. then there will be a little bit of seam weld that just goes along there to match the other side, this box to this one. So I'm just going to start with these plug welds and a couple of little tacks. So I'll jump back when I've done that. Right, just checking in under here. All this welding is now linished back, and all under there also linished back as well, and we've done the welding on the inside. You can see still got a weld here where the shelf's going to be, so that's going to be next. Right, time to get the seam weld all the way along here, because apparently I need that for MOT. All the repairs have to be seam welds, so if it's not a factory replacement of spot welds, then it has to be a seam weld. So obviously there was no join here before, so this has to be a seam weld. Right, let's do it. Here we go then, we've sort of finished these two long welds and just had a light sand back and painted them in. Not perfect, but that should satisfy for MOT. I need to do the same thing where I've done a similar join here and up there, and then just around this repair here, because this is actually spot welded, and that's obviously not an original join, so we'll need seam in as well. Luckily I think everywhere else I've done seam welds or it's a factory joint, so yeah, good mistake to catch now rather than when it's all painted. Pretty much got the inner wings finished as well, haven't we? We just need to sort out a couple of welds around this area. Just finish off that weld there and a couple of other little bits. Then we'll be looking at getting the scuttle and the front panels and the wings and just kind of lining everything up. So that'll probably take a couple of days work just to align things. So yeah, that's the next job. Right, just nip around the back of the car here to sort out some welds that really need to be seam welds, like I did on the floors. I've got just a little bit there and here, and then round this circle, which I've done with spot welds so far. So yeah, just going to get these seam welded because it's MOT requirement. So I will do that now, and then we can grind them down, linish them back, and hopefully make them look tidy. Right, there we go. So that's that one done. Okay, so I've done that one. You watched me do the one over there. And then I've just run round here to finish off the seam welding. bring you down there. You can see just spotted it all the way round into a seam weld. So hopefully no more worries now about having to come back and do any welding after we think we've finished. Fingers crossed. Right, move on to the next bit.